My family blamed me for 7 years for ruining my sister's scholarship until someone finally checked the timestamps. My sister Danielle lost a full-ride scholarship to Northwestern when she was 18. The essay she submitted was apparently so bad that admissions called our parents to ask if it was a joke. Rambling, incoherent, full of typos, nothing like the polished draft she'd shown everyone. She told our parents I'd sabotaged it. Logged into her email and replaced the good essay with garbage the night before the deadline. And they believed her. I was 15. I didn't even know her email password. But Danielle cried and said I was jealous of her success, that I'd always resented being the dumb sister. And our parents looked at me like I was a stranger. How could you do this? Mom asked. Her voice was so cold. I didn't. I swear. She has no reason to lie. Neither do I. But Dad was already shaking his head. You've always been competitive with her. We all know that. They grounded me for 6 months, took away my computer, made me write Danielle an apology letter. I refused. That made everything worse. You can't even admit what you did, Mom said. That's the worst part. Danielle went to community college instead, dropped out after a year. And every single family gathering for 7 years, someone brought it up. How I'd destroyed her future. How I'd been so selfish. How I'd never even apologized. At Thanksgiving 3 years ago, my aunt pulled me aside. You know, Danielle would probably be a doctor by now if you hadn't done that. I didn't do anything. Honey, everyone knows you did. The least you could do is own up to it. I stopped going to family events. Just couldn't take it anymore. My parents would call and leave voicemails. We miss you, but we understand why you can't face what you did. I didn't call back. Last month, my cousin's wedding. I almost didn't go, but my grandmother begged, please. I'm 87. I might not have many more of these, so I went. Sat in the back during the ceremony. Planned to leave right after. During the reception, Danielle got drunk and loud. Started telling the story again to a table full of cousins. My evil little sister sabotaged my whole life. Can you believe it? She was so jealous she literally hacked my email. I was 15 and didn't know your password. I said quietly, oh, here we go. Still denying it. Still telling the truth. You logged in the night before the deadline and switched the essays. The night before? You mean December 14th? Yes, at like 2 a.m. Something clicked. December 14th. I wasn't even home. Yes, you were. No. I was at winter band camp in Wisconsin. For a week, the table went quiet. My mom looked up from across the room. You were home, Danielle insisted, but her voice was less certain. I pulled out my phone and opened Facebook. Scrolled back 7 years, found the photos. Me in a cabin with 20 other band kids. Date stamp, December 14th, December 15th, December 16th. I was 300 miles away. Mom walked over, looked at my phone. Her face changed. But you, Danielle stammered. You had access to my email. I was literally in another state. Dad came over now. Other relatives gathering. I showed him the photos, the dates, the location tags. I don't understand, Mom whispered. You said she did it. Danielle's face was bright red. She must have done it before she left. The essay was submitted at 1:47 a.m. on December 15th, I said, according to what you told everyone. I have witnesses from band camp that I was there. My aunt pulled out her phone. I remember this. You posted about the trip. I commented on the photos. She showed her screen. There I was. December 14th, 8 p.m. First night at camp. December 15th, 6 a.m. Early morning rehearsal. Dad looked at Danielle. So who submitted the essay? Danielle's mouth opened and closed. Maybe I was wrong about the timing. You've been saying the same date for 7 years, I said. My voice was shaking. December 14th, 2 a.m. You've told that story 100 times. Mom's hand was over her mouth. Danielle, what happened? I don't know. I must have. You wrote the bad essay yourself, didn't you? I asked. You panicked at the last minute and submitted it without proofreading. Tears were running down her face. I was so scared. The deadline was in 2 hours and I hated what I'd written and I hit submit. And then when they rejected me, I couldn't admit that I'd messed up my own life. The entire reception was silent. 70 people watching. 7 years, I said. You blamed me for 7 years. I'm sorry. You let them punish me. You watched me lose my family. Mom reached for my hand. I pulled away. Don't. You chose to believe her without a single shred of proof. I walked out, got in my car. My phone started ringing before I even left the parking lot. Mom, Dad, Danielle, my aunt. I didn't answer. 7 years of being called a liar. Turns out all they needed was a timestamp and a Facebook album.